Today, I want to spend a little bit of time talking about meal prep. So, most of the time when I meet with clients, I will ask them, what is your idea of meal prep? What does that mean to you? And most of the time, people will say, oh, I imagine having separate meals planned out in advance, spending hours in the kitchen on Sunday, and then putting them all in beautiful glass containers to be ready for every meal that I can just pull out and eat whenever. And then I've also had somebody say that they think that adult eating is having to create beautiful recipes. And I'm here to tell you that as a nutrition coach, that just is not feasible, especially as you introduce kids into the mix. So, my number one way of meal prepping is something called bulk prepping. So, bulk prepping is just simply cooking up a whole big batch of protein, carbs, and then vegetables. So, I'll have some ground beef, some ground turkey, some steak, some chicken breasts, and then what I'll do is I'll just cook it all up in a skillet or I'll slow cook it in my pressure cooker. I will also plan on making all of my carb sources. So I've got potatoes that I might roast or air fry, and then I'll make a big batch of quinoa or rice. And then when it comes to fruits and veggies, I'll just make sure that they're washed and cleaned and in a place where I can access them easily. Also, don't skip out on frozen veggies. They don't go bad. And then sometimes when I'm feeling like I'm in a little bit of a rut and things are just a little boring, I will actually take the extra time to plan out my meals and what they're going to taste like. So here are a couple examples of what I've done the last 2 weeks, knowing that we were going to have a super busy schedule and I just wasn't going to have time to cook at all during the week. So last week I roasted some sweet potatoes, made some barbecue turkey meatballs, and marinated some balsamic beef, blue cheese, ranch shredded chicken, stewed apples, sheet pan chicken thighs, and air fried potatoes. This is what my fridge looked like after some meal prep. This week I marinated some balsamic skirt steak. I made a kava chicken bowl with honey lime, purple cabbage slaw, and pickled onions, chocolate zucchini cake, bone broth rice, lemon ricotta pancakes, orange gummies, and some turkey zucchini tacodillas. This is how my fridge looks like this week after meal prepping. So now let's deep dive into what my fridge and pantry actually look like. In my freezer, you'll find some frozen fruit, frozen beef, some mussels, frozen veggies, some breast milk, some frozen rabbit. In this middle drawer, we've got some feta cheese, some sparkling water, some breakfast chicken sausage, some shredded cheese, lemons and limes, a little bit of blue cheese back there, some carrots. And in the main part, you'll find all of our food prep, fruit drawer, egg whites, milk, orange juice, condiments, yogurt, milk, sourdough starter, elderberry syrup, butter. And here we've got some oranges and apples. I keep some cherries, some tomatoes, some bell peppers, some cucumbers, and our veggie drawer. Then in my pantry, we've got some coconut aminos, some flour, vinegar, bananas, nut butters, maple syrup, quinoa. These are all my dried goods. Sugar, baking powder, pasta, brown rice crisps, gelatin powder, chocolate, dried mangoes, Chomps beef sticks, protein powders, apple squeezies for working out, creatine, rice cakes. Then I've got some pitted dates. So if you want some more practical nutrition advice and tips, reach out to me about starting my 6-week nutrition course and I can tell you how to get access to that.